Hey besties, long time no see. Today I'm doing this look here. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. I feel really cute in it. So yeah, it's like a sunset kind of eye, which I've seen a lot of pictures of online. So I was feeling super inspired and I wanted to try it out for myself. It has some warm tones, the pop of blue in the middle. And to be honest, my right eye, this one, the glue wasn't that dry on my lashes, but it's fine. It is what it is. If you want to see how I did this look, then keep on watching. I hope you enjoy.
Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this look here, which is a warm toned with a pop of blue sunset eye. I'm really excited about it. As you can tell in the video, I'm really nervous about how it's going to turn out, but spoilers, it turns out like this and I'm happy with it. So if you want to see how I did this look, then please keep on watching. Let's get the party started. I'm going to move my hair out of the way because it's everywhere, but it's nice and clean, so hopefully it looks good at the end. I think I'll just chuck it into a really dodgy ponytail for now. Maybe we'll do a half loop through. Yeah, that's good enough. I just want to get it out of my way to start on my face. I'm going to be using these little primer samples that I have from Benefit. These are the Professional little primers. I have two of these sheets. I think I should only need to use one for this face, but yeah, that should be enough primer for one face. I'm literally going to just like wipe that on my face because I don't like touching the thing of primer with my hand because then my hands are all dirty and then I have primer and like greasy, dirty primer hands. I love the smell of this. It reminds me of like, I used to have this thing when I was a kid. It was like a toy. It was kind of like Play-Doh, and it was like foam. And so what you would do is you would make whatever you wanted out of this Play-Doh-y material and you'd let it set and it would turn to foam. It was so cool. And they had different colors. Oh, I don't know what it's called, but my bestie Maddie introduced it to me and I was addicted to it. And we used to make all sorts of weird creatures. I made aliens out of the material. Maddie is a bit more artistic than me and she'd make like interesting looking things. I remember she made some really cute things. This primer is actually really nice. It's pore filling, it's smoothing, it sets a nice base. I'm going to go in with some foundation now. I'm going to be using the Rimmel Lasting 25-Hour Foundation. It's a really good one. I'm wearing the shade 103 True Ivory. And this brush that I'm using, by the way, is just like a flat kind of buffing brush from Real Techniques. It's the flatter one. It's not the fluffier one. They have like two of these buffing brushes and this is like the more pinched version. They're both good. I like them both. But yeah, this foundation is a really good long lasting one. It's just one that works and is a good one. I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a long lasting versatile drugstore foundation. And as you can tell, this pretty much suits my skin tone pretty well. Like it's good right now and I'm like my winter shade right now. And I use this shade also in summer. I just bronze it up a lot and I can get away with it in summer too. So I feel like it's a versatile shade because it has a good base, like the base of this foundation. It's not too pinky toned. It's like a good tone for me. So it suits my skin tone quite well. I'm actually going to pop on a third pump because I just feel like a little extra coverage. I don't really need it, but I just feel like it. So whatever. I'm just going to pop that all over my face using the same brush as I used for primer. Only reason being is I don't want to make more brushes for myself to clean it later on. I haven't cleaned my brushes in a while, so I'm just using new brushes every time. I'm accumulating a huge pile of dirty brushes. Should probably get on that tonight, but so I'm just going to buff this one out. This foundation is actually really good for comps as well. I know my bestie Erica uses this as her cheer comp foundation. I don't, just because I have another foundation that I swear by as my comp foundation, but I reckon if that one that I'm currently using, the L'Oreal Infallible, if I run out of that, I'll probably use this one as my comp one next because it is really good and it lasts a long time. I'm also going to conceal. The concealer I'm going to be using is the Lasting Matte one from Rimmel as well, and it's in the shade 10 Ivory. I'm just going to take this under my eyes. I'm not very particular with the way I do my concealer. I just put it wherever I feel like it. Some people make special shapes, a triangle, the TikTok shapes. I just put it wherever I feel like I want it because, sometimes I want more coverage, sometimes I want less, so I just do whatever I feel like. Most of the time in these videos though, because I am on camera and I have like the harsh lights on me, I typically go for more concealer just because like, why not? But in my day-to-day life, I might not necessarily want as much coverage. Well, sometimes I do, it just depends on what I feel like. Sometimes I just feel like having a full beat for no reason, and sometimes I feel like no beat. Whatever the mood. So I'm just gonna buff that into the face. I'm kind of focusing it around the eye, obviously, and I'm also popping it around like my nose area. My skin's actually been pretty well behaved recently, which I'm thankful for. All the like breakouts and things that I had going on earlier on in the month have kind of, started to fade. I'm dropping foundation everywhere. It didn't break though, so we're okay. I've been like, my skin's been healing. All the things that I had earlier are going away, so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, my skin comes and goes, and it's on the going up side right now, so I'm happy with that. I'm just setting my whole face with this Duo Fiber face brush from Real Techniques and the Bourjois Healthy Mix powder. I would show you, but mine, I've hit so much pan in it that it's like crumbled out of the corners and it's like totally just fallen apart. So I'm just dipping my brush into these loose crumbles and trying to make the most of this powder. I will use up every last crumble. Like, I am not one to waste product. So yeah, you'll probably see this in a couple more videos until it's completely gone, and then I'll work on panning another powder because that's how it works around here. I did like this powder. It is a really good one, and it has a nice like yellowy undertone without being too yellowy, so I feel like it works well on my skin tone. By the way, the finish of that Rimmel foundation that I put on earlier, it's really nice. It's not too matte and it's not too dewy. It's a very nice like satin skin-like finish, so you don't actually have to set it. The only reason I'm setting it is because I feel like, one, other products blend really nicely on top of a set base. Not saying they wouldn't blend nicely if I didn't set this base, but just like setting the base adds an extra layer of like smoothness for the next powder products to go on top of. And also because I'm on like camera right now and I want to do the full shebang. But if you were just wearing that foundation as like an everyday foundation, you wouldn't have to set it. Like, it's actually a really nice finish and it lasts a long time without being set. So it's actually like not something that you have to set unless you really feel like it. And I just happen to feel like it. So I'm just gonna make sure it's all set all over. I like touch my face to make sure like nothing's like tacky feeling or anything. And then I go in with some bronzer, which is in here somewhere. Okay, so this is like a really messy ponytail. Sorry about that, guys. This is the bronzer I'm going to be using. It's the Honey Bronzer from the Body Shop. And you know what? I used to think this had no scent. I actually think it does have a scent. I think it has the slightest, faintest hint of honey. Now, maybe this is just in my head because I'd like it to have a honey scent, but I feel like it does. I'm applying this with this bronzer brush from Benefit. This is the Hoola bronzer brush, and I'm going to really go in with the bronzer because I want to be looking bronzed today. I am not bronzed at the moment because I've been indoors so much because we're in lockdown here in Sydney, which is really sad, but gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm gonna bronze my way and fake it till I make it. So yeah, I'm just gonna bronze my face a lot. I really miss the beach at the moment. We have not been going anywhere recently. I think I've left my house one time in the past however long, I don't even know how long we've been in lockdown anymore. I've left my house one time, and that was to go to the chemist and get like some pills, and that was it. Like, it's pretty boring around here. But I've actually been having like a lot of fun in lockdown. Obviously it's not my favorite thing. Like, if I didn't have to be in lockdown, I wouldn't be, but I like have been trying to make the most of it. I've been keeping busy. You can follow me on all my social medias if you want to see what I'm up to. It's not, big adventure times. It's not like I'm vlogging an overseas trip at the moment, but I'm like, making the most of being home. I've been like, fiddling around in my room. There are so many things that I've been like wanting to do for ages, like little sewing projects that I've been working on that I finally got the time to get to, things like that. And, so I am having fun. There's like a little bit of bronzer that's like caught on the front of my face there that I kind of want to blend out. Okay, I'm happy with the way that's looking. I try and bronze all over my face so the whole face and neck all looks like one bronzed, I don't know, so it looks more cohesive. Now I'm going to go in with some blush, and this is the Milani Luminoso. It's such a cult classic. Mine just looks like this. It's probably what everyone else's looks like too, but there we go. There we go. Did you see Colourpop recently came out with a new collection? It's like Powerpuff Girls. It's so cute. I won't be picking up anything from that collection, but I thought I'd mention it because my Colourpop mirror reminded me of it. It's such a cute collection. I just don't need any of the products, but I love that Colourpop's collaborating with so many like nostalgic brands because it's so fun, and like the creativity, I just appreciate when they go all in on a collab or all in on a concept and really like think of like makeup that really suits the theme and stuff. I really love like a good theme that's done well. Also, the way I do my bronzer and blush, someone once asked me how I get my bronzer and blush to like blend into one, and with my highlights blend into one. I don't just bronze in like a small stripe and leave it there, and then blush in a small stripe, leave it there, and then highlight in a small stripe. I bronze like this, and then I blush like this, and then I highlight like this, and they all kind of layer over each other. I think this might be called blush draping. I don't know, I need to Google what blush draping is. I haven't actually researched that. But I just like put a large amount of bronzer over a large area, and like obviously it's more concentrated in like this cheekbone area where I'd like it to be darker, but I also blend it into that blush area, and then I blend the blush down. Like I'm not just putting the blush up here, I also like blend it down like this so it melts into that bronzer down below. I hope that made sense. I'm also going to blush across the front of my face just because I feel like that looks really cute and sweet, and I'm doing my nose as well because I just always do that. There we go. This Milani Luminoso blush is actually a really nice tone. It's like the classic like peachy pinky tone that I'm into, but I do feel like it is on the powderier side. I don't know, maybe it's just in my head, but I feel like it's kind of a powderier bronzer. Let's do some eyeshadow. This is like kind of a bit nerve-wracking for me because this is kind of, it's an eyeshadow look that it's one that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm a bit scared to do it because I feel like it's hard. I don't know. We'll find out. You'll watch me and watch me either succeed or fail. I'm just going to go in with, yeah, I'll use this brush here. This is just a like fluffy brush from Real Techniques. It's a fluffy kind of concealer kind of eye brush. I'm just going to pop concealer all over my lid just to make a tacky base, just so that my eyeshadow that I'm about to use has something better to grip onto, and it makes the eyeshadow that I'm about to use a little bit more vibrant. I'm just using the same concealer as I used under my eyes, and that's going to make sure that my eyelids are tacky and primed and ready for the eyeshadow that I'm about to use. I'm going to be using some really bright shades today, and I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette, which I always use. So yeah, I'm going for a blue sunset eye. I've seen these all over Instagram, and I just really love the colors in like a sunset eye, but I've never tried it out myself because, I don't know, one, I've been intimidated, and two, I've just never gotten around to it. But today we're getting around to it, and today we're not going to be intimidated. We're just going to go in for it, and if it sucks, it's okay. We can just wipe it off because makeup's just makeup and it doesn't mean anything. So let's start off with, I'm going to go in from lightest to darkest. I'm going to start off with this yellow shade here. It's the first yellow shade in the kind of orange row of the palette. I'm going to grab this brush here. This is a smaller kind of shading brush. It's called the shading brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to take that and take this all the way up out here as kind of like the last shade. So this is as high as I would like my eyeshadow to go. So I'm going to take it all the way up here, and I'm going to pack that on quite heavily because I don't think I'm going to pick up any more yellow after I've placed this down. And I'm not afraid to take the yellow lower than I'd like the yellow to sit on the eye, just because I will probably blend a lot later, and I'll probably be blending over it with the orangey shade anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Then I'm going in with this orange shade here. None of these shades have names, so just is the shade that I'm pointing to. Actually, I'm going to go in with this shade instead because this one doesn't really pick up much on the brush, whereas this one does. So I'm going to take the shade that's orange right underneath that yellow one and blend that into it as well. It's nice and vibrant, which is what I'm after. Okay, it's not too stressful so far. I think we've got this. This is my only rainbow palette. I've been really considering recently getting some new rainbow shades. I'm going to go in with this pink shade up here now. But I'm not sure if I should because, you know, this palette does serve me well and I do really get my bang for buck out of it. But BH Cosmetics has those beautiful, like kind of ice cream. I can't remember what they're called. I've forgotten it. Those sorbet. I've forgotten what the name is. But those sorbet palettes look so attractive to me. And I've been considering picking them up. But the thing is that they don't have a whole palette dedicated to like yellows. I'd really like a yellowy palette. And also they don't have a whole palette dedicated to purples either. And so, you know, I really like a complete palette. I like how this is a complete rainbow. And so because they don't have a complete rainbow in those palettes, it doesn't tick all my boxes, and I'm really fussy with makeup. Like, you have to tick all my boxes for me to be like, okay, I'll spend my money and purchase it. They do have like a purple shade in the pink palette, but I want a whole purple palette. Purples are important, and I don't want to neglect the purples in my collection. I don't want to like lack in an area of color. So that is all the bright colors placed down. Now I'm just going to blend them a bit better using the same brush just to kind of smudge them into one another so they look a little bit more seamless. So we've got from yellow to orange to pink. There's quite a bit of fallout, but that's okay. Now going to grab this blue shade here, which is the top blue shade on the blue row. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a like faux cut crease, again using concealer. I'm just going to use this brush here. It's called the Nude by Nature concealer brush. I'm going to use the same concealer as earlier, and I'm going to draw the faux cut crease straight onto my eye, and then I'm going to pack on the blue shade on top of that cut crease shape that I create. So I'm just making the cut crease look, and I'm just gonna take that about 2/3 of the way across the eye, just because that's what looks best on my eye shape. You can do the whole eye if you prefer. You can take it higher, but with the way my like Asian eye shape is, this is what I figured out works best for me so far. If you didn't want to put blue on, like this color combo of the 3 warm tone shades is so pretty as well. Like I love it as is. I just want to do the mostest today. I want to take it the whole way. I also have some fallout on my face, but that's okay. We can clean that up later with a fluffy brush. Just clean that up in a sec. Okay, there's the concealer on. Let's hope this works out. I'm now going to pack on the blue shade. So I'm going to grab it on my finger just because it's right here. I've just dipped my finger in, rubbed it around, and now I'm just going to pat that over the concealer. I think I might use a brush. I feel like using a brush would be better, and then I can always pat with my finger over the top afterwards. Let's do that. So what brush? I will just use this brush. It's kind of a denser brush from Nude by Nature. It's called the crease brush. It has a denser kind of circular tip, and I'm just going to dip in really heavy-handedly, pack this on. Yeah, that works way better. Oh my gosh, it's gonna work out, guys. I'm so excited. You know what I'm also excited for? Like, this is my first sunset eye. I can't wait to do more sunset eyes and practice and improve. And then in 3 years' time, I'm going to look back on this sunset eye and be like, Emily, what a joke. That was such a bad sunset eye. And I can't wait to be like so much more improved. That's something I love about makeup is like, you know, it's like an art. You can always improve. You can always be better. No one's perfect. Although, I don't know, some makeup artists, to me, they do seem perfect, but that's okay. It's something I can aspire for. So I'm just packing this on the lid. I don't think I'm going to need to use my finger to rub on eyeshadow over this afterwards because it's actually picking up really nicely on that concealer. The edge there is a little bit messy, so I'm just going to use my finger just to blend that a little bit. This is working out really nicely. I'm stoked. I'm just packing on more and more pigment to intensify this. Okay, I'm now going to blend. I'm going to use this same brush earlier that I used with the warm tones, and I'm just going to blend all the warm tones together so that they are not as chunky looking. I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow on the brush as the blending shade, just so that there's a bit of powder on the brush to manipulate the color a little bit better. And now I'm going to dip in with some pink just to intensify the pink through this crease here, just to bring some more depth out here as well. It almost becomes purple where the 2 shades meet, but not quite. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I feel like this eye and this eye have created different shapes. Oopsie. Okay, what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to add a little bit more concealer on this eye, down here. Sorry if you can hear my parents talking to my dog. They love the dog, so they're always calling to her and laughing with her. Okay, I've taken this all the way out. I don't love doing that, but I'm gonna have to do it on both eyes now. We've gone there. It didn't happen in the shape that I wanted, but we're gonna have to roll with it. There we go. So now we have 2 half moons on the eyes. It's okay. It'll work out. You gotta trust the process. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take the fallout off my face now because there's so much fallout everywhere. I'm just going to use the Duo Fiber face brush that we used earlier to set the face, and I'm scooping the extra product away. I also would like to contour my nose a little bit, so I'm going to use the bronze that we used earlier and this little angled kind of crease brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to take this down the sides of my nose, just tracing the outline of the nose to give it a little bit of definition and shape. Kind of contouring it, but not really. I'm more just like here to bronze the nose to make it bronze like the rest of the face. I feel like bronzing the nose or brontouring the nose is my favorite at the moment because, I don't know, contour can be a bit harsh for me on the nose and like I'm not that good at it. And so I feel like when I bronze it, I get the effect that I want without the intensity that terrifies me. Okay, I'm going to go off camera and do my liner, my lashes and my brows, and hopefully it looks a lot better, and I'll be right back. Okay, as we wait for my lash glue to dry, I just want to go in on the lower lash line with a little bit of like pink shades. I want to like warm up the look a little bit more. So I'm going to grab my same like dirty brush that I used, the, what's it called? The shading brush from earlier. I'm going to dip back into that pink shade from the palette, and I'm going to take that through the lower lash line. There is a little bit of orange and like a little bit of yellow still left on the brush, so it will have like hints of yellow and orange through there, but I'm just going to drag the pink under the lash line just to blend it up into the place where it meets with the upper lash line, to bring a little bit more warmth back to the look and to, you know, liven up the lower lash line as well. I think I want more pink in this look on the upper lash line as well. I'm going to take this through again. I know I'm adding a lot more pink, but like, I just feel like it needs it. I'm just going to pop it in where the blue meets the warm toned part of the sunset. There you go. I always feel like when I take a photo of a sunset, it never looks as good in the photo as it does in real life. Like, you always appreciate it more in real life, and like in the photo it looks good and all, but it's not like amazing the way it is in real life. In real life it's like, oh wow, what a special moment, you know? Anyway, that was not relevant. There's a huge amount of fallout in the inner corner, but I'm not going to stress because I'm going to clean that up in a bit. Just going to take this through that crease over and over, and I'm not worried if it mixes with the blue on my lid to make like a purpley shade in the middle, because it's just going to happen. I don't mind. Okay, I'm going to dust off the fallout with this duo fiber face brush again. Just scooping off any fallout underneath here as well. There you go. I was worried it would get too pink looking, but this is fine. I'm going to go in with some highlight now, just to like, you know, bring some brightness back to the look. The highlight I'm going to be using, I'm not 100% sure. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep going with this one. I've been using this in the last few tutorials. It's Whisper of Guilt from MAC. I'm just going to use whatever brush I can find for it. This is an angled highlighter brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to take this on the cheekbone, of course. I'm also going to take it on the forehead above my brow bone. Sorry, my video cut out as I was popping on, oh, this is like a mess. As I was popping on the highlighter, but I put it on my cheekbones and on my forehead above my brow bone. I'm also going to be taking this on my inner corner because it needs it, obviously. So I'm just going to pop that in using this little, I think it's like a concealer brush. It's like a flat brush from Real Techniques. I'm also going to take this right underneath my lower lash line and almost like a third of the way in to meet it up with the pink shade that we used down there. This is really going to like open up the look, brighten up the eye. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So just on that inner corner there, dragging it underneath the eye. By the way, on my eyeliner today, I made my eyeliner extra big because I feel like a bigger eyeliner like evens out a more dramatic look for me, and it like makes the eye look more complete. So I went in for a larger wing. I always do a wing. It just like, I feel like it's a classic for me. And I'm going to go on my brow bone, of course, as well. I used this highlighter because it's warm toned and I wanted this look to be warm toned, even though the accent is like the blue on the lid. I wanted it to be like a warm blue look, so that's why I'm going in with this over like an icier shade. And then I'm also going to take this down the center of the nose, so just like a bit on the tip there, and then dragging that up and down the nose so that it like gives the illusion of like a super straight lifted nose. I like a like really highlighted nose, and I like to put highlight in the middle here. I don't know what this is called, like the nose bridge. I don't know. I just like it. I'll put some of my Cupid's bow as well. Let's set the face. I have some setting spray next to me if I can find it. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Magic Setting Spray. Just looks like this, and I really like the nozzle because, as you can see, it's like a slow. So yeah, I really like this setting spray. It just kind of like diffuses it really nicely and sets the face really like solidly. I feel like I'm really set now. The last thing I want to do is pop on a little bit of lip gloss. This lip gloss I'm going in with today is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline. I love this one. This one's on its last legs, to be honest. I don't know how long this one is going to keep hanging out with me for, but it's okay because I ordered another one. I love this lip gloss so much. I've just had it for so long and I always thought it was a great shade. It's so neutral and goes well with many looks, so that's why I picked it out today, and it has a great taste and perfect amount of coverage. It's not too sheer, it's not too intense. It's just like perfect. I'm going to take out my awful bun, ponytail, whatever you want to call that, and fix up my hair a little bit. I just like part it down the middle and then fluff it out a little bit so it's not as crumpled, messy. And there we go. That is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. I'm really pleased with the way it came out. It came out way better than I was hoping, so I'm really stoked about that. If you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe, comment, you know all the things, you know what to do. Subscribing is free. I used to not think that subscribing was free. I used to never subscribe to anyone because I thought it was like a paid service. But if you didn't know, like I didn't know, you can just subscribe to anyone. Once I realized that, I subscribed to so many people. Anyway, you can subscribe, it's free, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Toodles!
And yeah, this is the completed look. Here's my face closer up, here's my eyeball, and here is both of my eyeballs. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope if you're not having a wonderful day that it gets better from here on out. Remember that tomorrow is not promised, so make the most of today. I love you. Thank you so much for watching this long video up until this point. You know all the subscribey, likey, commenty things that you can do if you would like to. Say hello to your pets for me. You can, I don't know, follow me on Instagram. I don't know where else, like Tumblr, Visco. That's all. Catch you next time. Bye.